stranded alone with a badly sprained ankle in a blizzard. He heard footsteps pacing him through the trees, matching his pace exactly, no matter how slow he moved. When he finally stepped out of his tent, an old man was waiting in the tree line. If quiet wilderness horror is your thing, subscribe now, because this series only gets colder. 15 years as a freelance land surveyor, mostly solo, mostly remote, camping alone for days in places nobody else goes. He used to prefer it that way. 4 years ago, a job took him deep into the Clearwater region of Idaho, 6 miles of hiking just to reach his campsite. He filed his route with the local ranger station, like always, packed a week of supplies. Day 1 went smoothly. 3 markers logged, back at camp before dark. Forecast called for cold, light snow. That's roughly what he got. Day 2, conditions worsened fast. Heavier snow than expected. The next marker sat just a mile out of the way, close enough that he pushed on instead of calling it early. In hindsight, the decision he regrets most. Hidden rocks under fresh snow, icy slopes, worst possible hiking conditions. Picking his way down a short embankment, his boot caught black ice he never saw coming. He slid 15 feet before catching a tree root. His right ankle took the impact. Standing up, he groaned audibly, barely any weight-bearing capability left. He abandoned the remaining work immediately. No marker worth getting stranded over. Slow, painful hike back toward camp began. A few minutes in, he noticed boot tracks on the trail, coming from deeper in the woods to his left, heading the same direction he was, fresh enough that the edges were still sharp despite ongoing snowfall. He assumed a hunter, or someone from the landowner's crew, not unusual out there. As light faded, he started hearing sounds behind him. Footsteps, he was almost certain, though he told himself it was just the forest. He kept checking over his shoulder. Nothing visible in the dense tree line. He'd stop walking. The footsteps stopped too, with a 1 or 2 second delay each time. He'd start walking again. Sometimes the sounds resumed immediately. Sometimes minutes passed first. Then a metallic sound off to his left, low, like something striking a fence post or piece of equipment. Nothing out there should have made that sound, just trees for miles. Distracted by it, he realized he'd lost track of the boot prints he'd been following. Gone. No visible branch point, no clear direction change. Scanning left through the trees, his eyes locked onto something that set off every alarm in his brain. A second set of footprints, emerging from the tree line, running parallel to his own. Close. Whoever had been ahead of him on the trail was now walking beside him, through the woods themselves. Panic overrode judgment. He called out, asking if anyone was there. No answer. 20 seconds of silence, and he knew he needed to move, but his ankle wouldn't allow speed. He was close to camp. He told himself that would be enough. The footsteps behind him stopped. He didn't hear them start again, but he knew someone was still out there, someone who'd clearly been ahead of him at some point. Close to camp, a heavy branch snapped somewhere behind him, not a natural sound. He kept moving anyway. He reached his tent in full darkness. Inside, he realized immediately he wasn't any safer than he'd been out on the trail. He started packing to leave. Before he finished, the sound he'd been dreading arrived. Footsteps, right outside the tent. Not approaching. Circling. For what felt like 5 minutes, they circled, then went silent. He never heard anyone walk away. Didn't matter. He was leaving regardless. He finished packing, took a breath, unzipped the tent, and stepped outside into the snow. A man stood in the tree line, watching him. Old, sickly, almost dying looking, disgusting to look at, by his own description. He expected a charge. It never came. He raised his hands. "I don't want no trouble," and got no response. A staring contest stretched several minutes. Then the man spoke. "You're a lucky man." He turned and disappeared into the woods. The rest of the night is mostly a blur, pain and shock combined. He packed and left immediately, not waiting for daylight. At the hospital, a severe ankle sprain, and a warning that walking on it that long could easily have made things far worse. He reported the man in the woods. Nothing came of it. He knew it wouldn't. He didn't take another winter contract for almost a year, still does remote work. It's his livelihood, and he's good at it, but he doesn't camp alone in winter anymore. Someone comes with him, or he turns the job down. Some places seem to know exactly how far someone can run before they can't anymore, and they wait for that exact moment to finally show themselves.